I'm Steph from Stitching with Steph, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a stitch with me, and it's going to be my Spring Mountain Stamped Cross Stitch Kit by Classical Cross Stitch. We are going into week 8. This particular canvas is an 11 count, 50 by 50 centimeters, 37 colors, and I will have a link in the description to see where you can go ahead and get this particular pattern from. If you're a subscriber, thank you for returning today. I really do appreciate you coming back and watching another stitch with me. If you're not a subscriber and you like this type of content, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, lastly, if anybody is interested, I have created a Facebook group. It is Stitching with Steph. That link will be directly in the comments as well. Let's go ahead and dive into the stitch with me. All right, friends, we are back for week 8 as we stated in our intro. I have not worked on this at all. Again, I'm trying to knock out my husband's birthday present and Christmas present, so I've really put a lot of time in on those one-piece stitch with me's. Also, I just want to apologize in advance. My allergies are really acting up, so if I have to clear my throat a lot, you'll hear me back away from my mic and clear my throat, and I'll be drinking a lot more than I usually do. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to try to finish working on here. I do have a lot of Stitch With Me projects specifically for my channel, so we can work together on these things. So I think I have, let me see, I probably have about 10 to 12, I want to say. This week we are going to be working on our Spring Mountain. And then I'm working on a couple other pieces I haven't even touched since I did a new start on them. One that I'm always working on is my counted cross stitch because again, I have a day dedicated to counted. I have tried a new software that does mirroring for my iPad, so on my next counted cross stitch day, hopefully I'll have that in a video. We'll see. And as you can see here, I have like a little snag right here in my thread, which is causing it to snag when I pull it in through the hole, so please forgive me. Also, if you couldn't tell, I have new lighting for my Stitch With Me's, which I feel like helps tremendously. Like on some of my older videos, it would like glitch because my camera has a green screen feature. So what it would do is like it would glitch trying to figure out if it was green screen or not. So I used to do photography on the side, and I have an online e-commerce business as well. So what I do is, I'm gonna take this out to be honest. Give me a second. I don't like how this is stitching. So I have lights with diffusers on them, so I brought them up into my office because I only do photography for my online business like once a month, but I do the Stitch With Me's every day. So I just brought them up here and figured, hey, I could use these upstairs and then take them downstairs when I need them. And as you can see, it's made a world of a difference in our lighting with our Stitch With Me. So I am here for it. So I officially have 4 lights. So hopefully we won't get told you guys my allergies. I forgot to take my allergy meds last night before bed. Hopefully we won't have as much shadowing and we won't have flickering and all those fun things. This is a whole process, I feel like, for when you start a YouTube channel. So I'm here for it though. I love learning, so to me it's not a big deal. So what is everybody up to today? Today, my allergies are bothering me. Last night I ended up getting a really bad migraine out of nowhere, and I'm not sure why. I was trying to think about like one of my triggers, but I didn't have chocolate. I even took a nap yesterday. Caffeine is not one of my triggers, surprisingly. For some people get a caffeine headache. Jeez Louise. I do not. So luckily Luckily, that is not me. So, um, it's nice that it isn't because I thrive on caffeine as a night shifter, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know what it was. It might have been because sometimes too strong of smells will mess with my head as well, but it just came on so quick and out of nowhere. I had to take my migraine meds. And when my migraines come on strong and quick like that, I get like sensitive. I'm telling you guys, this like this like nasal drip is killing me. Um, it will mess, so lights will affect me, sound, smell. So last night my husband ended up barbecuing some burgers for us, and then I pretty much ate dinner and took my meds and zonked out because when I get like that, I literally have to put myself in my bedroom in the complete dark, away from like all the things, because if I don't, it will just continually get worse. So, luckily it went away. So today I'm kind of groggy, which is why I feel like I'm talking a little bit slower than usual. And then I didn't take my allergy meds before bed, and hence why I have a little nasally drip here. So I did just take it, so hopefully it'll get better as I video throughout the day. I'm going to knock out a couple of videos today. I think I'm like doing 2 or 3 today. And I did 3 yesterday. But normally I knock it out within 1 or 2 days. But this week's been a struggle. I had to focus on a paper for my ethics class. And he gave us like, I am so sorry, guys. I seriously do not know. I feel like I literally have like mucus stuck in my throat and I cannot clear it to save my life. So today I won't be really taking breaks to take drinks because I will be drinking a lot more today. So sorry about that. Yeah, but I had an ethics paper due and he gave us some prompts, and the one that I picked refers to our current if this keeps up, this is going to be the only film I'll be doing today. One of the prompts that I picked was capitalism versus socialism, and like the pros and cons of each, and how we as a society could benefit from. We had to discuss like the pros and cons of each. And I like those kind of papers because it really gets you to understand the other person's point of view. And I've always really thrived on those type of papers, like persuasive and argumentative papers. I've always been pretty good at those. So I was like, yes, I am in my element. And there were other ones about, because it's ethics, right? Which is, there's a lot going on in the world. There was one about if a baker should have to bake a cake for a same-sex couple. There was one about, what is it? If African Americans do face like harder a harder time in society because of their skin color. Like there was a whole bunch of cool topics and it was kind of hard for me to pick one, but I felt like with everything going on, especially here in the US, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna rethread this. I'm gonna just pause you for a second. I don't like doing this on camera. It takes forever. All right, guys, I like doing this off camera, so I just rethreaded my needle and started my stitch again, so that way we can just keep stitching. So like, especially with everything going on, guys, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Um, Everything going on here in the U.S. and how it's affecting the world overall, like, I felt more inclined to write that paper, Because more often than not, I'm very eloquent on paper and I'm very thorough. I have always gotten at least a 95 on all of my papers that I write. If I ever get anything below that, it's because, I'll be honest with you, I just wasn't invested in the paper at the time. Um, a lot of times teacher used my papers for like examples for future classes, and I wanted this to be a piece that represented our current times and um, let my teacher use it as an example going forward. Okay, that's not one. Sorry, I had to get really close to see if this was. And then I keep forgetting because I have big monitors on my screen too, so aren't big monitors for feedback so I can see what's going on. Um, so I just felt like that, seeing both points of views, like was important and whatnot, but yeah, I'm interested to see how my class will perceive that paper. My last day of school is May 12th. I am beyond excited, guys. And I think I get a week off. And then I start my summer classes. So, um, I decided to drop one of my classes and I'm just taking one because I am missing out on, instead of 16 weeks, I'm only getting 4, 8, 12. I'm missing like a whole extra month when I think about it because I'm starting May, June, July, August. So I'll get about 10 to 12 weeks during the summertime. So it's very fast paced. Um, so for me, I didn't want to cram too much into a summer semester, knowing that my kids are going to be on summer break. My daughter's graduating this year. Sorry, I'm getting more color 31 here. So if you hear my bag rattling around, it's me. Um, let's see, 31. Here we go. So I just decided not to take 2 classes because I was going to take Anatomy and Physiology 1 and Human Growth and Development. But I know Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2 are very, very heavy classes. Like, I'm talking, there's a lot of lab work, there's a lot of memorization, there's a lot of homework because it's repetition and memorizing of things. So I was like, that paired with human growth and development, like I'm never gonna have any time to film my videos, to hang out with my kids, like go on date nights with my husband. Like my whole summer would have been literally just studying. So I opted to drop my anatomy and physiology class and just take it in the fall. So that way I get those extra 4 weeks of studying in compared to not getting it during the summertime. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm separating my threads. I wanted to finish my thought with you guys before instead of doing it off camera. So, is anybody else in school that watches my videos? Probably not. I feel like when I tell people at work that I cross stitch, I mean, there are some younger people at my job that do these kind of things. They do like stitching and crocheting and all those things. Um, More often than not, like people in their 20s and 30s and 40s are like, why are you doing that for a hobby? I'm like, because it's awesome. That's why you can create these beautiful pieces. And why wouldn't I? Like, I don't have to call me an older person that's a little grumpy, I guess. If you want, I don't have to deal with the ignorance of other people while crafting, right? Like, that's the best thing about crafting. Like, you can do it with others or you can do it by yourself. I like doing it by myself and then having friends online that can relate, or we can like chit chat with each other at our own leisure versus feeling obligated to have conversation, right? The one thing about my ADHD is it allows me to talk about anything. So I kind of feel like filming Stitch with Me's and conversations are like perfect. Because a lot of people like just hearing stories and stuff like that, stuff that other people are up to, I guess you would say. So I'm just checking my tail to see if it's square, which it is. As you can see, now you see why I do this offline, off camera. It's taken me 3 minutes to get this far, guys. Just to get to the point of threading my needle and waxing it and all that fun stuff, and then starting my stitch. So that's why, now you get to see in live why I prefer to do things off camera, and then I already have it like set up for us. It takes me a minute, that's all. I take my time with stitching too. I know there are some people that are fast stitchers. I'm enjoying my craft and my hobby, so I'm not a fast stitcher, to be honest with you. Can I be? Most definitely, but I prefer to go slow and make sure my threads are like laying flat, all that fun stuff. Oop, I put it in the wrong one. See? Talking, and not doing it right, y'all. Hold on. You hear me searching for my pinhole. There it is. Sometimes, like, I wonder if you guys can hear me searching, but I keep forgetting that my mic is like a really good noise canceling mic. Because, again, I have dogs that bark and kids that are playing and trash men coming through the neighborhood, all that fun stuff, So, yeah. Yeah, I took my medicine. I filmed my introduction to this video, and I was like, I feel like I had a lot of gunk in my throat during that introduction. Let me go take my allergy pill. I feel like it's starting to work, so hopefully I'll be able to film more today. Does anybody else suffer from seasonal allergies? Sometimes I'm like, just put me in a bubble and call it a day. My eyes will get itchy, and the funny thing is, it can be anything. So it's like, I say seasonal very loosely, guys, by the way. When spring comes, it's like all the things blooming at once hit me. But when I garden, it doesn't bother me, which is weird. So I'm thinking maybe it's the trees, like, when they have, like, the trees have flowers on them. So I'm feeling like maybe it's tree pollen, because I wouldn't necessarily say it's flowers. Because I garden and I cut grass and that stuff doesn't seem to bother me, but I've noticed when trees are blooming, that stuff gets to me. For sure, most definitely. Which is ironic because next year I'm going to be planting. I found these apple trees. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm gonna pause you for a second. All right, guys, I'm back. Again, I am so sorry about this today. So back to the little conversation we were having. So it's ironic that I think that I'm allergic to tree pollen, but next year I found these trees. They're apple trees, but they're called columnar apple trees. So they don't get super bushy, but they grow about 4 feet wide and they grow tall, like 9, 10 feet tall. And on the side of my house, I have about 8 feet from my house to my fence line. So I was like, oh, that would be perfect. Just plant different varieties of those columnar apple trees, and then that way we'll have apples next year. So we're doing that. Next year, hopefully, all of our raised garden beds will be completely finished. It's been a work in progress, and it's been, for us, it's been, let's see, total from start to finish about 4 years. And it's because I didn't want to take the hit of my raised garden bed all at once, because I have literally utilized every square inch of our land. So we have about a 10,000 square foot lot that our house sits on. So by next year, we'll have all of our raised beds, all of our raised beds done, plus like container gardening. We do live in a newer subdivision, so like our HOA, we're not allowed to grow, which is so stupid if you ask me. We're not allowed to grow like food in the front yard, but we can do flowers and stuff. So I do a lot of flowers in my front yard to bring pollinators into the area. Um, but I do a lot of container gardening on my patio in the back. I have a lot of raised beds. We do have grass because of our pets and our kids. But altogether, I have about, I calculated it with all of my containers in the front and all my containers in the back, plus my raised beds and stuff like that. I'll have by the end of next summer about 1,500 square feet of gardening space. And I do vertical gardening as well, so that's not including my growth like going up. It's just straight basic square footage. So I'm pretty excited about that. This year we're doing like basics. We'll be going to the gardening center on Mother's Day. I used to do my own seeds indoors, but with me going to school and working full time and the kids, um, it's kind of taken a backseat because I'm like, I can just go buy the plants from the garden center right now for the next 2 summers. And then when I'm done with school, go back to like doing my own seed starting. So, yeah, I mean, I have a couple of seeds that I want to start in ground as soon as the last freeze occurs, and it's the beginning of May here. So once that happens, I have a couple of hybrids. I have jalapenos, I have peppers, I have, let's see, Korean melons that I'm going to grow. They're called chame. The little yellow melons that we grow. Let's see. What else? I'm gonna see what the garden center has to see if they have like any like cantaloupe or anything like that, but we'll see. But I always look forward to that over Mother's Day weekend. That's what we do here in Colorado, for me anyways, is that's what I like every Mother's Day. Go and take me to get my plants, feed me, and let me play in the dirt. That's what I like to do on Mother's Day. I think I get it from my mom for sure. My mom was a gardener and we were always outside gardening when I was younger. It was fun. I loved it. And that's how my daughter is. She likes gardening. She likes plants. She likes all the things. Oh, husky hair. Sorry. um, my husband was like laughing because she was repotting some of her plants this weekend. Because some of them have outgrown, and we have a plethora of plant pots in our house. There's definitely no shortage in our house. So she was in her bathroom on her bathroom floor because she has her own bathroom. And she was in there on the floor, like creating her potting soil mix because I taught her how to do soil mix and all that stuff. And my husband walks by her bathroom and just stops and looks in and is like, "Look at you. You're a whole adult now, legally, and you're still playing in the mud, like the dirt, right?" And I was like, "Hey, sir, I'm older and I still play in the dirt." And then he kind of just got quiet. He's like, "Well, I was just messing with her." Like, he's like, "I didn't mean it in a bad way." I was like, "I know. We just think it's funny." Because when he tries to be like a little smart aleck, like sometimes I don't think he thinks about the comment. And I'm just like, did you really put some thought into that one, babe? Because it's it's not an insult like you intended it to be. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna fix this. If you see here, see how my thread did that? So what I'm gonna do is, it looks like it's doing this on the end. So what I'm gonna do is take it all out and actually fix it. Because it seems like there's a little loop somewhere. And all I'm gonna do is run my finger along it like this, to get those extras. See, look, get the extra like thread out. Because that little difference will create like, it'll make it do this. It will cause like a little bubble, I guess you would say. I don't know what it's called. And I'll be honest with you, how I said sometimes I can be frugal and sometimes I'm not. This is one of those examples. I am not being frugal right now, guys. I'm not in the mood to deal with it today. So, see, you get everything on my Stitch with Me. You get a little bit of humor, you get a little bit of story time, you get evidence that you're not the only one that wastes thread. Because boy, can I be a wasteful person sometimes, especially when I just don't want to deal with it. So see, there we go, it's fixed now. But yeah, when my daughter, because in our garden beds, I let the kids have one whole bed to themselves, and they get to pick out what they want to put in there and what they want to grow. So 3 beds are dedicated every year to our kids. And let me see, last year, one of my kids, he was so cute. He's like, "Mom, I don't want anything high maintenance." And I was like, "Okay, so tomatoes and flowers it is." So he planted his tomatoes and his flowers, and we set up his drip irrigation, and he just went out there and harvested like once every couple of days once the tomatoes started coming in, and that was that. The other child, she did an eggplant, she did some flowers, and then sunflowers in her bed, and some rosemary and basil, I believe. So she had that in her bed, and she took care of it and went out there and harvested. And then our other little one, my youngest, he planted, what did he plant? He planted a different variety of tomatoes, and then he did jalapenos, and then 2 types of peppers. So yeah, and then we accidentally created a jalapeno bell pepper hybrid, which was kind of funny. So yeah, I think it's good for kids to have gardening beds for themselves. Okay, bear with me, guys. I need to blow my nose again. Sorry about that. All right, guys. Like I said, my allergies are really bugging me today, and well, it's easier for me to just stop and blow my nose than it is to keep filming. So I don't want to have to edit it out, so I just hit pause on my videos. So I know that we talk about gardening often, and I haven't really heard from anybody. I feel like I got a decent amount of people now as followers. Does anybody else garden? If so, do you do container gardening? What do you guys like to grow? If not, what are your summer fun activities? I know my husband was like, "Are you sure that's what you..." He acts like the plan's gonna change every year. And I know it's because he wants to like go out and do something. My husband is like, his love language is gift giving and like stuff like that. And mine, which actually works out good, mine's is like acts of service. So I'm literally like, it only works in our dynamic. Like, you can't give me gifts that I'm not gonna like. Like, so, for me, it's like, it's the thought of him actually listening to me, right? Like, "Hey, babe, all I want to do is go and get plants and garden. That's it. That's all I want to do." in his mind, he's like, that's it? Like, are you sure you don't want anything? Like, he's the type of person that has to, like, go and get you, like, a brand new luxury purse or jewelry. And I'm just like, I understand it's a cultural difference between us, but we've been together for a very long time at this point, 20 plus years, guys. So I'm just like, you should know me by now. Like, are those things nice once in a while? Yes, but I don't need them all the time. Guys, I see, this is why I do this stuff off camera. It's taken me, what, 3 times? Now gonna be 4. Um, so I'm like, yes, sir. That's all I want to do on Mother's Day, okay? Like, that's it. I think maybe after this row, I may call it good because this video is probably going to be close to like 40 minutes. Sorry, guys. I know you like them between 30 and 40, but I really got into my feels about allergies and gardening in school, apparently. I am struggling today. I am definitely struggling. But yeah, I feel better with my migraine being gone, but like I said, I feel a little bit groggy. I might need to lay down and take a nap. My husband laughs at me because it's like I can nap. Like, I've learned to listen to my body, especially with having ADHD. Like, guys, I can go, 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 but when I need to crash, I will crash. And I'm just like, I'm definitely feeling it today. And yesterday I did too. So, like I said, I took like an hour nap. I think I just woke up too early, to be honest. And then we had a lot of stuff to do yesterday. So for me, it's like, well, I'm the type of person like, let's just get it done because the chances of me forgetting about it is very great. I thrive on planners and to-do lists, guys. So like, for my YouTube channel, I literally one day a week will sit down and figure out how many videos I'm gonna do, like what type of content. Like, I mean, with us having a stitching channel, right? It's pretty easy. I'll be doing my first floss tube in May. That's gonna be interesting, guys. Because I kind of feel I don't like my face being on camera because I am very animated. I talk with my hands. I talk with facial expressions, and so I've committed to 1 floss tube a month. That's all that you guys are gonna see of my face. Let me think. I do a lot of stitch with me's. I do a lot of reviews. I have planned in the future like comparison videos. Like I order the same design from multiple websites. So for example, New Craft Day and Biggest Craft, but it's the same print, right? So yeah, if there's any type of videos you guys would like to see on my channel, leave a comment below. I'll definitely take it into consideration and put it into a rotation and give it a try. I'm not afraid of trying new things, which is nice. So as you can see, I'm stitching over this symbol here. I'll be using my paper pattern to do the back stitching because that's back stitching. So it's back stitching over the top of this because if you see, like there's blue underneath it, like yeah, we're supposed to back stitch it on top of this pattern, on top of this color. All right, guys. I think we're done with this column. All right, so I'll go ahead and finish this up, and then I think I'm speaking a little too early. You see me struggling, guys? There we go. I think I may call this Stitch With Me a good one. A done. A dunzo. That's if I can actually finish it here. I'm going to start it off on my next spot. Alright guys, let's go ahead and put this one away. I think I'm going to call this one done. That concludes this week's Stitch With Me of Week 8 Spring Mountain. If you like this type of content and you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you like this particular canvas, go ahead and click that like button and leave me a comment down below about what you like about my Stitch With Me's. Again, thank you to my subscribers for sticking all the way to the end. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me today. If you want to follow me on other social media platforms, I have Instagram and TikTok, and it is stitching_with_Steph. And then lastly, that Facebook group again is Stitching with Steph, and I do have a link down in the description for you. Hopefully I'll see you guys in my next Stitch With Me. I hope everybody has a good day. Bye-bye.